I came to win, to fight, to conquer, to thrive.
Hey everybody, this is your girl G with Divanation Entertainment. Listen, I want to thank you for tuning in again with me on this week. And as promised, I am sitting with my breast cancer survivors today. And I'm telling you, this is such an honor and a pleasure just to be able to have them on the panel with me this morning. So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce you to my guest, Miss Jackie O'Kelly.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. And I have with me my sister, Tina Moore. And as you all know, Tina Moore is a local resident here in Concord, North Carolina. And Miss Jackie is also a resident of Mecklenburg County. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, let's get started. Listen, you know, we all know that October is the month that we celebrate breast cancer awareness. You know, we're getting all this information out. And so I have had the pleasure to have these two ladies come on board with me this morning to share their wonderful stories. Now listen, it's not just a story, but it is a survival story.
Yes.
These ladies have survived the cause. And so I am just honored to be sitting here with both of you today. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Listen, you two are my warriors. I call you my warrior sisters because listen, you fought a battle.
Oh, yes.
Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
You both have
It's
been
a
in a battle.
battle.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so Miss Jackie, let's talk a little bit about you.
Okay.
Now, I understand that you are a 23-year survivor.
23 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
God has been good and had a few scares along the way, but God has been faithful.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so let's talk about 23 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. Did you do your own self-breast
Yes,
examination?
I did.
Okay.
I always practiced self-examination, and that's how I found it.
Okay.
So it was one night I was examining myself, and I felt the lump, and so I went immediately to the doctors to find out, to do the testing on me, and it was the size of a pea. They did diagnose it as cancer, but later on I found out that it was benign. So I really thank God because I caught it in time.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole process of going through finding out that you do have cancer, and especially after I've had a few family members who's had it too. And in fact, one of my sister's mom, the baby of the family, my sister's my mother's sister, was going through the whole battle at that time, and she was in stage 4, I believe, either 3 or 4.
Okay.
And so when I found out, of course, everything is going through your mind.
Yeah.
Am I gonna make it? I mean, my aunt's going through it,
Yeah.
and you hear all the horror stories of
Yeah.
people going through that battle. Some are worse, and
Yeah.
some are not as bad. But cancer is cancer.
Absolutely.
And it has no respect of person.
Absolutely. It has
So-
no color there.
Right,
on
not
that.
at all.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
at all.
Okay, and Tina, have you been surviving for a year? Okay, absolutely. There's a praise right there. Praise God. Amen. 1 year.
Yes.
So again, as I asked Jackie, was yours just through self-breast examination that you found your lump?
The type of job that I was doing, I was doing a lot of straining. So when I went to my doctor, because I developed a knot on my right side, and she said that it was from, the straining and the
Right.
job I done. So when it started hurting, I went back to her and she said, cancer don't hurt. So she didn't want to order me a mammogram because she thought that I couldn't afford it.
Wow.
And anyway, I had got sick one night, went to the emergency room, and one of the nurses, she noticed the knot because it was very noticeable, and she said, you have that knot there? And I was like, yes. She said, what your doctor said? And I told her, and she said, well, they're going to order you a mammogram.
Praise God. Praise God.
So when I had the mammogram, it was the size of a cookie, like a chocolate chip cookie. And then I went and they told me it was 3rd stage cancer. I was in 3rd stage. I was ordered to have 22 rounds of chemo.
Wow.
But
And so you're saying that you were in stage 3 by the time you had gone to a doctor after going to the emergency room, finding a knot on your chest. And so she tells you that cancer does not hurt. Is that a fact for you, Ms. Jackie?
Well, I heard the same thing, and you know, in there, there was no pain.
There's no
So,
pain, okay.
you know, I don't know what, maybe it's the stages, I'm not sure.
Right.
But no, I
So-
didn't have that pain.
Right. So for her to tell you that there's no pain in cancer and then just to let it go.
Wow.
So by the time you go to a doctor, you're already at stage 3, because there are 4 stages of cancer. Yeah, so you were already at stage 3. Right. So you immediately began to take your chemo, your treatments.
Yes, they did biopsy and it was cancer, and then they also found a spot on my lung. And well, that day when I went back to get it biopsy, having a biopsy on that, I had prayed and I started coming home.
Yes.
And, when he came in to give me an x-ray to see, you know, how big the spot was on my lung, the spot had got smaller. And he said the spot was so small, he would do more damage than helping me. So, there was no spot on my lung at that time. I haven't had any problems yet, you know.
Yeah.
With my lungs, and I'm still
Good.
going through, you know, a lot of
Right.
doctors and getting
Right.
everything checked out and everything, you know.
So I'm going to ask each lady this. When you go into the doctor's office after you found your lump and it's diagnosed as cancerous, I know you stated benign, and that's really good. We all want that. We all want to. And for those of you who may not know, benign means that it's non-cancerous. So if they find a benign lump or, you know, what have you, then that is a really, really good thing, but you still want to monitor that. You know, you still want to monitor that. What is going through your mind at that very moment when they say to you, you have breast cancer?
Well, I cried. I said, "Oh my God!" I started thinking. My son was 8 years old at the time, and I was thinking, "Oh, but you know, if anything happened to me, who's gonna take care of him?
Right.
Who's gonna be the mother that I am to him?" And then I said, because I've always been in ministry, I said, "Lord, I know you can't be through with me yet. You
Yes.
can't be. I mean, I have so much to do. You've called me. You can't be done with me."
Right.
And then after that, the Lord began to speak to my heart, and he told me that he's not done with me. That for me not to fear. I mean, he just began to, and he comforted me with, in the spirit. I just kind of felt like he was holding me, just saying, "Don't worry, daughter. I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yes.
And just trust me."
Yes.
And that's the biggest thing, is to trust me, because when you first hear the news, of course you're gonna react.
Yes.
Who's
Yes.
ever calm? I
Yes.
don't know anybody who,
Absolutely.
because everything starts going through, and then plus seeing my auntie suffer.
Yes.
But she ended up dying
Yes.
from that. But
Yes.
it's just scary. It's
Yes.
scary.
Yes. Tina, were you the same way when you went in? What was the thoughts flowing through your mind at that moment? Because keep in mind, you had gone to the emergency room. They sent you home. You don't even, it's just a knot. You're not in pain, so you go on about your daily life. And then several weeks or months down the road, you go back, and then you're told that you have breast cancer. What's going through your mind?
When I got that phone call, I think that they should not call you. I think that they should call you into the office and sit you down. Because like I told the lady, I said, "You haven't asked me, is anybody here with me? Are you driving? Or anything?" They just come right out and say, "You have breast cancer."
So you're telling me that you got a phone call
Yes.
and they told you this over the phone and not say, "We need you to come back into the office."
They say, "You have breast cancer."
you know what, that's not the news that I would want over the phone. Because again, they didn't even ask, didn't even know. You could have been out in Walmart, you could have passed out. You know, you could have been driving your car, and news like that, you could have had a wreck, you know.
They called me in, I didn't have that same
Yeah,
experience.
yeah. I think a good doctor's office
Yeah.
would call the patient in
Right.
and even do a consultation.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of, so, you know, I'm sorry that you had that experience,
Right.
but, you know,
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, you are still here.
Yeah.
You are still here. I'm telling you, and this is, you know, Tina is one of our she's been in the community for years. She was, lives close to my grandmother, who's very dear to me. So I've known you as a child. You pretty much helped raise me. Tina's pretty much helped raise me. And so I remember hearing the news, and I had not seen you for some maybe months, maybe a year or so. And so when I got the news, it saddened me. I remember, in fact, I believe it was my mother that called and told me. And I remember crying. I remember saying, oh God, you know, because again, when you hear something like that, when you hear somebody has breast cancer, the reaction is just, I can't even begin to put into words the feeling. It overpowers you. That feeling is an overpowering feeling, you know. The word cancer, yes.
Yeah.
So I know each of you ladies are probably partnering with a organization supporting breast cancer, so there's a lot of information out there for women.
Right.
I know that myself, I've done some research, and you know, listen guys, there are so many resources out here now, and I tell you, with the new science and innovative technologies that they have now, we can beat this thing. Cancer is beatable now. You don't have to die. Do you agree?
I agree.
You don't have to die. And so we're going to talk a little bit about ways as women. But now one thing I do know, Jackie, and you and Tina are both a part of Sisters and, what is it called? Sisters in Partnership. So you get a lot of information. The number of African American women with breast cancer is alarming. It's very high. Why do you think? What is your opposition on
Well,
that?
for me, I think it's culture. I really believe that we need to be aware of our health.
Yes.
You know, we like to eat
Yes.
fried foods
Yes.
and fast foods
Yes.
and all this stuff that has all that junk in it
Yes.
that is not designed for our bodies.
Yes.
So we need to be, the Bible tells us that we are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. If we don't
Yes.
know how
Yes.
to take care of our bodies,
Absolutely.
then we're gonna be destroyed.
Absolutely.
So I believe it's culture I mean,
Yeah.
my own thought, I think it's culture that we like to just eat a lot of fatty foods.
Yeah,
and-
absolutely. And I agree with you. I think a lot of our foods now are processed with so much
Exactly.
stuff. We can't even
Exactly.
name this stuff. We don't even know where it comes from. We know they have pesticides now.
Yeah.
A lot of pesticides are on our foods and stuff. So
Exactly.
one of the points that you made is, and last year I got away from eating fried foods, but it was
Yes.
because of my own health, because, you know, diabetes runs in my family.
Oh, yes.
That's another
Oh,
thing,
yes.
people, diabetes is taking over the
Yes.
African American
It
community.
really is.
This is my philosophy on this. We are keeping the hospitals and the doctors rich because we just do not, we will not do or eat healthy or eat right. So that's one of the reasons I began to lose weight, because I said, my grandmother, started with my grandmother, she had an amputation. Started with a toe,
Yes.
went from a toe
Yes,
to the
it's in
complete
my
leg,
family.
you know?
Yes, yes.
So that runs in my family, and I decided that that was not going to be me.
Yes.
But to get back to African American women and healthy eating and how we eat and how we can begin to take care of our bodies. One of the things I know, I think it's been a myth that we don't like to exercise. We don't like to eat healthy because we think that's just in Caucasian women.
No.
But I will say this, because I began to work out, do a lot of walking, more of us are doing that now.
You feel
More
good.
African American women
Yes.
are taking care,
Yes.
exercise and eating healthy. So I know that we had a conversation prior to recording.
Right.
What are some of the things that you eat? Just kind of give us a briefing
Oh,
on
I
what you.
would I'm glad you asked, because I'm really into the healthy eating. A lot of greens, like Like what I do is I get up in the morning and I make a smoothie because since I can't eat milkshakes and stuff
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
used to.
yeah.
Well, the smoothies are great because you can use kale and spinach.
Yes.
I use rice dream milk or almond milk to
Yes,
put in
yeah,
there.
mhm.
I put berries and berries. The berries like blueberries and strawberries are full of antioxidants.
Yes, yes.
Antioxidants is a natural healing, whatever it is in foods that
Yes.
God already
A healthy
made for
ingredient.
us, a
Mhm.
healthy ingredient for us. And so I use kale. I put bananas, like frozen bananas
Yes,
in there.
yes.
And then I use chia seeds, which is some omegas. You put omegas. There are some powders and some seeds in there that you can use for omegas because you need omega-3s and all this kind of stuff. It helps build the body up to and helps it builds up something that it builds up a fortress or whatever it is to
Yes,
keep you
yes,
from
yes.
disease entering into your
Yes,
body.
yes.
So we have to do preventive things to keep ourselves healthy, and then a clear mind.
Yes.
I mean, everything plays in the part because that's how God designed
Absolutely.
our
I
bodies,
agree.
you know.
Absolutely.
So that's what I use, and I mix it in a mixer and drink it, and it's great. In fact, I had some this morning.
Okay,
And
okay.
it was wonderful.
I have become a fan of kale. I love kale, but now let me tell you,
Spinach.
cooking it in the home, I do not like. It's kind of like that
But I
chili.
never cook it. Yeah,
You know,
it's
you
hard.
cook-
It's chewy. I don't cook
Oh,
it.
I love it, but you know, it's kind of, it has that smell, and it's like, but the taste is so good.
Well,
Now,
there's
I
so
cook
many
mine-
ways you can
yeah,
make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, I cook
Kale
mine like you
chips.
would be cooking collard greens.
Yeah, okay.
So you get that same texture, that same, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But now, I did try to make a kale smoothie, and it was awful.
Well, you gotta mix it right.
You know what? I had my
See me,
base.
I'll give you
I
that.
had the base. I had my almond
Yes,
milk.
yes.
I had my kale, and I had all these different berries. But it was a complete mess. So all I was tasting was like kale, and it was
Maybe
horrible.
you put too much in there, but
Okay,
we'll talk about that.
we'll talk about that.
I got
We'll
the
talk about
ingredient.
that. Tina, how about you? How is your eating pattern? Have you changed your diet? Does the doctor have you on a specific diet? Or?
Yes, I'm going to a dietitian,
Good.
because of my diabetes, and my blood sugar has been high.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
even since chemo.
Okay. Yeah.
300 and 400, that is too high.
So what is the normal number? Should it be around 200 or less?
Under 100.
Under 100. Okay. So anything over 100 is too
No,
high.
anything over 200 is too high.
Anything over 200 is too high. Okay. So I know. Are you taking any like vitamins or anything like that? Okay. Okay. So today, a year later, after going through all of that, where are you now in your cancer? Are you cancer free? You're
I'm
cancer free.
cancer-free,
Amen.
and I'm celebrating today.
Yes, yes,
Celebrating
yes.
life.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
thanking God for being here.
Yes.
Because I lost a lot of people.
Yes.
You know, that was in chemo with me, you know what
Yes.
I'm saying? And getting close to people, and because when I first started chemo, I went in there like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
But you know, it was to help me. And to see people come in there and smiling, and that made me realize that these people come in so they can live.
Absolutely,
right.
You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying?
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I had to think like that too.
That's
You know,
right.
this chemo will help you
I
live.
want to
So
live.
I'm still here, and I thank God.
Praise God, praise God. I know that you said that you lost some people while attending, going through your chemo. Do you know what stages they may have been in? You don't know?
That, you know, people, they sort of be private.
Private.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, they are.
This is why I thank you too. I really thank you because so many people are private. But I said a few weeks ago when I was advertising this is not a private thing.
No.
This is a sister thing. This is a community thing. This is a us
Yeah.
thing. Because,
Support.
you know, we support each other. You know, I have my exam coming up. I have my mammogram
Yes.
coming up on Tuesday of this week, the 26th.
Praise God.
My mind, every year, I'm thinking, what if? What if? I'm gonna need you all. If I get that report back, God forbid,
Yeah.
but I can't be private about it.
Support.
I can't be private about it.
Yes.
Because if I shut up and I'm private, I just may lose my mind and I just may give up. I may not want to fight
Exactly.
a battle like that. But because 23 years, guys, this is God.
I was
23
I was
years.
36. Well, I'm telling my age now.
That's
I
okay.
was,
Honey, you
but I was
fabulous.
Thank you. But I was in my 30s, and I'm young, vibrant, and always been in the exercise and everything. So you can do everything that you do right. Cancer has no respect of person.
Absolutely.
No.
No respect of a
No
person,
respect
and that
of
means
person.
it doesn't have a gender.
It does
because
not.
believe it or not, there are men, but they're very far and few.
That's
but
right.
there are men who develop breast
That's right,
cancer.
that's right.
When we talk about race, we know that the number of African American women are higher, but Caucasian women, Hispanic women, is probably not as prominent, but they develop breast
Oh,
cancer.
yeah.
Interesting enough, I was doing a little bit of research, and you probably know this because you all are in these partnerships, but breast cancer has been around for centuries, but it was never really talked about. So it's been around for centuries, and I do believe, according to research, that it began in the Egyptian women. Did you all know
I
that?
had a little bit of
Yeah,
study.
yeah. This thing started in another world. You know, this started with Egyptian women, and of course I cannot pronounce the Egyptian name, but yeah, there was an Egyptian woman who found a lump on her breast, and back then, you know, they may have been practicing some other types of things, medicines and stuff. But yeah, so the first case was discovered in an Egyptian woman. Yeah, and so now you think about Egyptian women, and you think about American. Look how far it's come. Look how far it has traveled.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but listen, I tell you, I am very proud of you, and I must say this. Juanita Boger Allen was supposed to be here today, but she has been under the weather. We want to honor her today as well.
Yes.
Juanita is a 3-year survivor.
Yes.
Yes. We want to honor you, Juanita. We want to let you know that we are sisters with you. Juanita had a double mastectomy.
Wow.
So she had cancer in both breasts, and so she's living well, she's doing well, she's practicing law,
Yes.
she's in Sisters in Partnership, she's raising her daughter.
Yes.
Every time I talk to Juanita, she's in a meeting somewhere.
Yeah.
So that just
Love
lets you
it.
know, yeah.
Love it.
She's
Yes.
living a normal,
Gotta keep
healthy
going.
life. You have to keep going, you cannot give up.
That's
And
right.
to our sisters, let me tell you, Miss Jackie came in today, and I don't know if you all can see this, but Miss Jackie came in with this beautiful awareness scarf. And let me tell you what I get out of this. This is how I know it's God. This morning I was thinking, okay, I gotta put something pink in.
Yeah,
So as you can see, I've got my little pink hair bow. And then I didn't really, I had a pink blouse, but I was like, So I had this dress, and my mind is always racing. So, you know, and it's really not pink, but it's kind of like a dark fuchsia pink, but it's pink. Okay. And then I had this black trim, amid the gray, but the black trim in. So what my mind was thinking, I wanted to celebrate survivors, and I wanted to celebrate the black to represent those who have gone on. But they're still, you know, they didn't lose the battle. They just, you know, they just got weary. Well, I don't want to say weary, but sometimes when you're fighting a battle, let me just use this analogy. I was thinking sometimes when you're in the boxing ring and you've been boxing and fighting, sometimes you just get a little tired and you want somebody else to take that battle. That's what I think. I think that they said, you know what, I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna let somebody else take this battle and fight. And we're still fighting. We're still fighting. So it doesn't mean that they gave up. They're just resting on. They just went on to rest. So we commemorate those that have gone on. I want to share this with you two ladies. There is a lady in Wilmington, North Carolina, by the name of Sarah Rogers. Her son is Jerry Wayne, who just recently came out with his single this year, God Sees. And so, Jerry, we do congratulate you on that new release. His mother was just diagnosed about a month ago, and she's in stage 4. So if you all can keep Sarah Rogers in your prayers. Sarah, we're letting you know that we are sisters with you. We are here for you. We are praying for you. And this battle does not belong to you. It belongs to the Lord. And I want you to be encouraged. I want you to stay in that ring as long as you can. Don't give up the fight, because these are living testimonies that you can win.
Yes.
You can win.
Yes.
And for those, if you know people that are just recently diagnosed, who are in breast cancer, who are fighting, encourage them on a daily basis. Because I'm telling you, God is still God.
Yes, He is.
God is still sitting on the throne. He does not change. You know, and I know sometimes we may question, because you made a good point. You were going, you know, when you get diagnosed and all these thoughts are going through your mind, it's kind of like, God, why me? God, where are you? I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Because I will be honest. I'm going to be that one. If I'm diagnosed, why me? But sometimes, this is just another one of my analogies. You know, sometimes I think God chooses the best fighters. I think see, by nature, I've been fighting all my life.
Okay.
I've had to fight. If somebody said I had to fight all my life to prove my love, you know. But even growing up, I've had to fight, and I've had to fight, and I've had to fight, and I've had to fight. So, and I keep saying, well, you know, Dad, I'm so tired of fighting, but He picks the best.
Yes, He does.
Because, you know, we don't want to lose the team. I want to be on the winning team. So I need some good boxers out there. You know, girls, let's throw these dukes up and, you know, do what we do.
We can do this.
You know? Yeah. And so with that being said, we were not built to break. We were not given a life of losing. We are winners. In everything we do, ladies, we are winners. Whether you've been through a bad relationship, whether you're dealing with your health issues, we are winners in all of that. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I mean, I know Tina can identify. I've had to come to you for some things, dealing with some bad relationships, being hurt, doing it. But look at me, I'm still standing. That is a testimony itself. I'm still standing. You guys have been through something.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I would rather go through a bad breakup than to even imagine going through what you've been through. Break my heart, dude. I'm telling you, break my heart. I'd rather do that, get that kind of news, than to even think. You guys are courageous.
Yeah, well,
You're courageous. And the fact that you just, you know, I can't say this enough. You didn't give up.
no. Yeah, I wanted to share something real quick about it's on my mind. There are certain songs that really sticks to me that helps. It really paved my way in life. And there's a song that Yolanda Adams sings. I love her, but it's a song is called "Yet Still I Rise."
Yes.
And it says, "I rise, I wish I could say it. It's still I rise, high above the clouds. No matter how hard things get, you have to stand and you have to rise above it and keep on going and don't give up, never give up. Because there's a chance that you will make it through. You will.
Yes, you can. You
Yeah,
can.
you
can make it through.
You can make it.
You can make it through.
Yes.
Listen, I'm going to say this before we go. I'm going to call out, I know we called out Sarah Rogers, but there are two women that are in my mind right now. If you know of women that are in breast cancer, we just forget, call their names out. I'm going to call out Christina Gilmore, who's been battling a battle for a while. Robin Robinson, who I just found out recently in breast cancer. A survivor, Amanda Faggart. Cheers to you. Kudos to you, girl. And let me tell you, Amanda Faggart,
Yes.
you are one of the funniest chicks out there that I know. But I tell you, she's come through. She lost her hair. I'm not sure where you all were with that, but she was courageous enough to wear her hair bald.
Yeah,
And she still put her war paint on. She still laughed. She still cut up on Facebook, but yet still honoring God and giving Him praise and glory.
Yes.
So you, Amanda, are courageous. Do you girls know of anybody you want to call out?
Oh my goodness. I'm sure there's some.
Yeah, we know Juanita, you know, she's, like we said, she's surviving. But those off the tip of my brain, we just want to let you know that we love you. We're in
Yes,
partnership
we do.
with you. And listen, reach out to these
Yes,
ladies.
yes.
And
I came to win, to fight, to conquer,